Alright everybody, if this was not the series of the year in an already great RLCS season if you ask me, I don't know what you would consider it to be. Cloud9 coming into this week, they had just beaten Energy 3-0. And so, yeah, coming into this, Soniqs obviously considered a better team, especially if you just go by the standings. But hey, Cloud9 are coming off a 3-0 sweep against NRG, maybe they can do something right? And it goes to Game 5, and they have to summon Fireburner. And so if you can't tell by the title, this is how Fireburner saved Cloud9's season. He didn't do it single-handedly. Squishy and Gimmick really did step up this series, especially this Game 5. But it was easily Sonic's series to win too. Like, Johnny Boy after the game talked about it being Cloud9's best singular game of the season. But I don't know if I'd completely agree with that because there were a lot of opportunities that Soniqs could have put it away. But either way, it was definitely an impressive performance. And for being a sub, like, Fireburner really played well, and he was, I think, the catalyst that really made them cross that line to be able to take this series. Because there's always that unexpected element of bringing in a new player, that playstyle difference, and like how will they pressure differently, what will their, just their entire playstyle will alter the series after 4 intense games. You're kind of getting into that groove where you're figuring out how the other team's playing, and they're bringing a sub. If they don't play well, that playstyle difference won't really matter. But because Fireburner comes in and he's playing so well, that slight different adjustment in like pace of the game really threw off Soniqs. And so as we get into it, Fireburner all series long, he didn't make silly decisions. He didn't give away the ball for free a lot of time. Like just there you saw him beat up the ball really clean. Even if it did end up going to the player midfield, he was easily able to beat that first player. Sorry about that. Someone came in the room. Squishy and Gimmick, either way, both really stepped up, especially on defense. I noticed there were a lot of important saves where Soniqs were like inches away from scoring and putting away the series, which would have been a bummer because at that point, right now you're looking at Cloud9 in 5th place. They can still drop down to 7th next week if they drop their series against Pittsburgh Knights. But Pittsburgh is an incredibly beatable team right now, and I think Cloud9 can take, especially on this run, 2 of their past 3 series have been sweeps against Energy and Ghost. That's nuts. So this series next week could easily determine, it will determine what happens with Cloud9 season, and they have a chance to finish top 5, which is nuts after how bad their season was at the start. So coming to this, Fireburner, his aggressive play and able to pressure, like just like you saw here, I'll rewind it a second. These pressures in the corner are really what threw off Soniqs and really helped keep possession for Cloud9 so much, which in a game 5, you want to have the ball as much as possible, obviously, but the way he did it, it really created like awkward opportunities for Soniqs, not just like possession for Cloud9, and made everything so awkward for Soniqs to try to deal with. And once you make the awkward ball, it kind of just comes into a domino effect, or like a repeating cycle of we have possession, force an awkward touch that gives us possession right back. And so it was opportunity after opportunity for Cloud9, and Fireburner was able to end up putting 2 solid goals. Right there, you just like Gimmick with another really good challenge in Soniqs half. They were so good this series, especially this game, at keeping the ball in Soniqs territory. And this game really salvaged their season because Squishy's been having an incredible season. He's been playing really well, but they just haven't been able to get the wins. And it'd be a shame if his season went to waste, because I think he's like one of the least talked about players in the league right now for how good he is. Like obviously he's Squishy, everybody likes him and talks about him and stuff, but no one's talking about him as being like one of the better players this season. They talk about being the best player in Cloud9, but not one of the best players in the league yet. And I think he deserves that kind of talk. Like I don't know if he deserves the MVP trophy, but he's definitely been playing really well. And some of his defensive saves, man, it's nuts what he did. So coming to this Fireburn, look at this shot. Obviously a bump onto Squishy, but it doesn't end up mattering because again, forced an awkward touch from Dapper, where Gimmick gets the easy touch, and Gimmick really good follow up. And it's kind of just like this, again, opportunity after opportunity where Soniqs can't do anything with it, and Fireburner comes in with the cleanup. Obviously not like an amazing goal from him, like he didn't have to do a whole ton of work, it was kind of an open net. But really good job for them to get that lead with only a minute and a half left. He was really good at placing shots, I noticed, which is really good. Obviously you want to put that threatening things, but like it wasn't just like putting them on target, like they were dangerous spots on net. And right there was like the only big mess up from Fireburner that I noticed in the series, where it was like an egregious error. Obviously, it was tough. He had to like really speed up there, but he should have had that. And I know he knows he should have had it. But after that, alright, now emotions are kind of back to even. Everything's tied up. But they're not going to quit there. I think like one of the key things in these really close games is when you have the pressure, when you give up a goal like that, or like those breakups in play from any team scoring, it can really mess up your pace of play and like how quickly you're reacting and like what kind of play style you're pushing. But either way, they don't stop there and they keep going. Gimmick here again, kind of like an awkward floater touch, but Sethy can't really do much with it. And right here, Fireburner, nice clear off into the area where no one can get to that before Gimmick can. Obviously he can't do a whole ton with it, but it doesn't give Soniqs any opportunity. And Fireburner, really nice carry there, even if he can't put on like a dangerous shot on target. Again, just forces Dapper to continuously give that ball back. And one thing that really Cloud9 really executed well on was their pressures like that, where even if like Fireburner's air dribble just a minute ago or whatever, or Squishy or Gimmick's like follow ups on his own shots, Soniqs can't deal with it, and Cloud9 was so good at continually following that up to create another opportunity. Like I said, there were some scary points on defense where Cloud9 looked like they almost gave it up, but lucky for them, they came up big with some defensive saves. And heading into overtime, this is still anybody's game. That was like a really nice 50 by Fireburner to create the opportunity for Gimmick. And you can see here they keep getting close opportunity after opportunity on goal. And at that point you're feeling like, man, Soniqs are going to have to crack eventually, right? But coming to this kickoff, Squishy grabs that mid boost, but Dapper's able to get that back boost. So kind of like evens it out, and we're starting off overtime on a pretty even footing. But right here is another opportunity where Gimmick's so close to scoring, Soniqs barely scraped away with it. And then this is the scariest opportunity of the overtime. Squishy, I have no idea how he got to that. Literally saved their entire season. Huge save by him. That is what kept them in the game. Because if anybody's going to have that, Dapper, that's scary to have that one-on-one situation at such an awkward position for Squishy too. Fireburner coming in again with the midfield interception. Now gives Squishy the ball, but Sethy here, the Cloud9 just beating them to every touch of that midfield and forcing them to make weak touches and not really keep possession. Because Soniqs, they are a dangerous team. They might not be your Renault Vitality, your Energy, or anything, but they can execute on the ball and they have time and space. But they weren't being given any proper possession. So right there is another shot. You'd like to see it on target from Sethy, because even though all the Cloud9 members are back, that could easily have gone in if he just placed it well enough. Squishy would have had a hard time to get there. At the very least, it would have created a harder touch for them to follow up on, giving Soniqs some more time on ball. Oh, poor puppies. Squishy there, that's another opportunity where they could have put it on target. So we've seen both teams really come that close to scoring so far, but the defense is thankful that the strikers missed, that they didn't really have to make a play on defense. And even in plays like that, Gimmick only beat one player, and Dapper was able to make a nice follow-up shot, but Fireburner coming with the save. Things like that, you'd obviously want to beat one player and force the second player to make a touch rather than having the first player beat you, but that ended up in a very dangerous opportunity. I don't know how much you can blame Gimmick for that, but either way, Fireburner comes up with a huge save, and that's what earns him that Game 5 MVP. He came up with so many big saves this game. And that's a dangerous one. Gimmick's touch was super hard and fell right into the middle, where luckily again it only was off the post, and we see so many times Squishy there with a huge beat. It was just that slight little touch that got the extra ball towards Gimmick. And Shock and Sethy, you see that disconnect, it was just poor touches that, and another miss right there. It's crazy, 2.5 minutes. I don't know how Soniqs have lasted this long throughout 7.5 minutes of game time, only conceding once. But at this point, the dominoes start crumbling. Every touch Soniqs are getting is super poor, giving away possession for free, and eventually they're going to crack. They can't keep this up forever. Cloud9 is just getting insane 50-50s, keeping the ball in their corner, and eventually, Dapper gets us clear out, but he's completely alone up top, and nobody can follow up on it. Squishy with the huge demo. And look at this, that was another one where it should have been a goal, another one where it could have been a goal, and Fireburner, another one where it could have been a goal, Gimmick, and then Fireburner finishes it off and wins the series and saves the season. And after this game, obviously, Torment would come in next series and sweep Ghost. A super cool series for them. Obviously, you guys know I'm a Cloud9 fan, so this is super awesome for me to see. It was so cool. I was telling my family members about it when Fireburner got subbed in. It was so cool. Big season from Fireburner. Or a big game. I mean, I guess it is a good season, right? He's averaging 2 goals a game, huh? Golden striker, yeah. But either way, that has to be so demoralizing for Soniqs. But either way, Cloud9, they needed that win. They came away with it in a huge Game 5 where either team could have taken it. But they doubled their Sonic shots and eventually they cracked. So everybody, I've been Emrat, thanks for watching.